Stop. Take a breath. If you're watching this, you know the feeling. That dull, constant pressure at the back of your mind. It's the feeling of a life lived on someone else's terms. You're constantly reacting to the inbox alert, to the urgent text, to the shifting, impossible demands of work, family, and the relentless, screaming algorithm of modern life. It feels like you're broken, like you lack the grit or the focus that everyone else seems to have. You look around, and everyone is building a legacy, achieving flow state, crushing goals, and you're just trying to keep the spinning plates from crashing down. Let me tell you something vital: you are not broken. The truth is simpler and more terrifying. The world is loud, and it is designed to keep you distracted, off balance, and perpetually hungry for something external to fill a hole it created in the first place. This external chaos is the enemy of inner strength. It makes emotional intelligence feel like a luxury you can't afford. You've been told strength is about pushing harder, about grinding until you bleed. That's a lie built for the marketplace. Real strength isn't loud. Real strength is quiet, deliberate, and fiercely internal. It's the ability to pause between the stimulus and the response. It's the silent, unshakable refusal to give away your peace. This isn't a motivational speech designed to fire you up for an hour. This is a framework. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to pull back the curtain on 6 things only a truly mentally strong man can do. These aren't just traits, they are deliberate, executable psychological practices. We're going to give you the blueprint, the philosophy, and the exact, practical hammer and nails you need to build a fortress inside your own mind. We'll move from managing chaos to cultivating unconditional self-possession. This is about transformation, not temporary motivation. If this is landing with you, if you feel that quiet nod of recognition right now, you know what to do. This is the first step toward ownership. Pause this video for 1 second. Go down to the comments and type this phrase. It's your internal declaration, unshakeable. This anchors you. Let's begin. The mastery of the pause. Mentally strong people do not have fewer emotions or less stress. They have a larger gap between the event and their reaction to it. That gap is the pause. Psychologically, this is the activation of the prefrontal cortex, the rational, executive brain, over the reactive limbic system, the fight or flight response. The average person is a slave to their initial impulse, giving away their authority in a split second of fury, panic, or self-pity. Your mind is a radio station. Most people let whatever station happens to be playing stress, anger, fear become the default broadcast. The mentally strong person knows they have the dial. They don't silence the noise, they simply choose the signal they listen to. The pause is the moment you physically reach for the tuning dial. Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That reaction is born in the pause. When a trigger hits, the insult, the bad news, commit to 3 full, deliberate seconds of non-action before you speak, move, or type. 1. Name it. This is anger. Point 2. Feel it. Acknowledge the physical sensation. 3. Choose the intentional response. They practice unconditional self-acceptance. The insecure man's identity is conditional. I am valuable if I hit this income goal. I am a good partner if I don't fail. The mentally strong man knows that self-worth is non-negotiable and requires no achievement to validate. This is not arrogance, it is a profound release from performance anxiety. When you accept your flaws, your past mistakes, your current imperfections, you remove the leverage that fear has over you. Think of a skyscraper. The deeper and stronger the foundation, the higher the building can go and the more wind it can withstand. Unconditional self-acceptance is the foundation. If you're constantly trying to prove your foundation is solid by showing off the decorative lobby, you'll collapse under the first storm. They build deep, not just wide. Marcus Aurelius knew this. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Acceptance is the starting point for effective action. Write down 3 things you are currently ashamed of or have failed at. Now, write this sentence below each. This is a part of my story, not the totality of myself. I accept this as a human experience and will now use the lesson. Read them out loud. You cannot change what you will not acknowledge. They systematically destroy dependence on outcome. The weak mind is addicted to the reward, the praise, the victory. This makes them brittle because 90% of life is effort, failure, or maintenance, the messy middle. The strong mind shifts their commitment from the outcome, which is never fully under their control, to the effort, which is 100% within their control. They define success not by the trophy, but by the integrity of the work they put in today. They are the master archer who focuses entirely on the breath, the stance, the draw, and the smooth release of the arrow, not on where it lands. The weak archer is already celebrating or grieving before the arrow leaves the bow. The moment you commit fully to the process, you strip the fear of failure of its power, because the failure of the outcome cannot negate the success of the effort. Seneca advised, "Let us train our minds to desire what the situation demands." The situation always demands our best effort right now, not worry about the future result. Before every major task or day, write down the one thing that, if completed with absolute integrity, would make the entire process a success regardless of the final result. Focus only on that single metric of effort. Did I do the work? Yes. Then the day was a success. They embrace discomfort as a growth metric. We are wired to seek comfort and conserve energy. The mentally strong person deliberately counters this primal urge. They understand that psychological and physical adaptation only occurs when the system is stressed beyond its current capacity. They don't just tolerate discomfort, they actively pursue it as the necessary signal that growth is happening. They see the feeling of fear, resistance, or awkwardness not as a red light, but as a map marker pointing toward the next stage of evolution. The strongest steel is made in the hottest fire. The weaker metal breaks or melts, but the stronger alloy is forged by the heat and the hammer blow. Your greatest breakthroughs, in conversation, in business, in fitness, always live just on the other side of your most intense feeling of resistance. That feeling is the fire. Seneca, in his letters, advocated for voluntary hardship. Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, and with the most abject and scanty possessions. It is inoculation against catastrophe. Every day perform a deliberate, minor act of discomfort. Take a 1-minute cold shower, skip the snack you want, or initiate the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Do it not for the result, but to train your mind that you are in control of your comfort zone, not the other way around. They do not negotiate with their values. Many people drift through life, making decisions based on convenience, external pressure, or what gets them the fastest, easiest win. The mentally strong person has a clear, written-down hierarchy of values, their internal constitution. When a decision arises, they don't ask, "What is easiest?" or "What will people think?" They ask, "Does this violate my constitution?" This clarity removes decision fatigue and makes them impervious to manipulation. Their integrity is the anchor, making them incredibly predictable in their character, which creates trust and self-respect. Imagine your life as a ship. Most people are constantly changing course based on the current of popular opinion or the whim of the nearest wave. The strong man has a non-negotiable destination, their valuest. The wind might push them off course, but they will always return to the correct bearing, their integrity. The compass is internal, not external. This aligns with the virtue ethics of the Stoics. They believed the only true good was virtue itself. Seneca wrote, "No man can live a happy life who regards himself alone and refers everything to his own advantage." This is a call to live by a code greater than short-term gain. Define your 3 core values right now, not what you wish they were, but what you truly want to govern your life. The G, integrity, service, excellence. Now, before a major decision, new job, difficult conversation, hold the decision up to the 3 values. If it conflicts with even one, the answer is a simple, non-negotiable no. They treat attention as a finite, sacred resource in the information age. Attention is the single most valuable resource, and it is finite. The mentally strong man knows that every time he scrolls, refreshes, or follows a sensationalist headline, he is spending his most sacred currency. They build strict, non-negotiable barriers between their attention and the chaos of the external world. They recognize that what they consume is what they become. Their mental strength is not just about what they do, but about what they refuse to engage with. They view their mind as a highly fertile, walled garden. The average person allows seeds of worry, anxiety, and negativity to be scattered over their garden by every passing wind, news feed, gossip, toxic people. The strong person keeps the gates locked, carefully screening every seed before it's allowed to take root. They cultivate, they do not merely receive. Marcus Aurelius understood this deep connection. The world is nothing but change, and our life is only opinion. If your life is only opinion, you must fiercely guard the source of those opinions, your attention. Institute a 30-minute block at the beginning and end of your day where absolutely no digital content is consumed. No phone, no news, no social media. Use that time to plan, journal, read a book, or simply sit in silence. This practice rebuilds your attention span and establishes your control over your inner landscape. Look at the 6 things we've covered. Notice something critical. Not one of them relies on luck, money, talent, or outside approval. They are all internal movements. They are shifts in perspective and practice that you can implement right now, regardless of the noise outside your window. You move from being a passenger in your own life to being the architect of your own character. From pain, the constant friction of a reactive life, to awareness, the recognition of these 6 paths, to power, the moment you choose the right path, and finally, to deliberate action. This is the transformation. The path to mental strength isn't a single heroic sprint. It's a relentless series of small, correct steps. This is the moment where most people fail. They try to be a master on day 1. They try to cold shower for 20 minutes and meditate for 2 hours. They aim for intensity, when the only thing that matters is consistency. Mental strength is not a muscle you shred in a single workout. It's a habit you gently nurture over decades. The 1-minute cold shower every morning beats the single, painful 10-minute shower you do once a month. The 3-second pause 10 times a day matters more than the 1 hour of journaling you never repeat. Your task now is not to execute all 6 principles flawlessly. Your task is to pick one, just one, and commit to a 7-day practice of it. That small daily practice beats intensity every single time. Ground yourself in what you can do right now. Right now, there is a choice. You can click off this video, and in 5 minutes, you will be back where you started, tossed by the currents of the day. Or you can make the decision to step into the quiet, unshakable power of the mentally strong. This transformation is difficult, but worth it. If this video gave you a single piece of actionable insight, please give it a like. That's a simple, public declaration of your commitment to inner strength. Share this with one other person who you know needs this framework, not just the fleeting motivation. And if you are ready to continue building this inner fortress, subscribe to join the community that values quiet work over loud performance. Your path starts now. But before you go, let's anchor the final promise to yourself. Go down into the comments one last time and type the single phrase that signals your move from reaction to deliberate action. ARCSO FMYSF. Be the architect. I'll see you in the next one.